right?
We are.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Rebecca.
I'm Lelia.
And we are the Boozy Booksellers. Hooray!
We're streaming live again.
We're streaming live again.
And this time we know that it flips intentionally. So
exactly.
when we see an error, we won't be freaked out.
Learning curve is very strong. So, as you might be able to tell from this beautiful flag behind us, it is Pride Month here in the US during the month of June. So it is celebrating the LGBTQIA plus community. And so for Pride Month, we thought that we would share some of our recommendations for queer authors and queer books for you to read during Pride Month.
Yeah. We should all read more queer books.
We should all read more queer books. We should all publish more queer books. Like
we should just have more.
Yeah.
Human race.
Exactly.
So,
but as a starter, sort of before either one of us gets into our specific recommendations, we had like a group store recommendation, which is A Quick and Easy Guide to Queer and Trans Identities by Maddie G. and J.R. Zuckerberg, which is a really very slim, really adorable graphic novel comic. Exactly what it says on the cover. It's a guide to queer and trans identities, and it takes a really it takes it really seriously to like dig into all of the different shades of queer identity. And it is also like, talks about what body dysmorphia is, or some of the sort of sub communities within the larger queer community. And it's really wonderful and fabulous. And if you are looking to learn more about the queer community, I think this is a great place to start.
So it has pictures in it.
It's really cute. It's like a little genderless sort of snail that like is going through the woods and teaching everyone about gender identities and sexuality, and it's fabulous. Everyone should read it.
It was a nice launch into
yeah. Excellent. Start us off.
I will start with my first pick here is called The Nothingness of Ben by Brad Boney. I got to meet Brad Boney at BEA years ago when this first came out, I think, or maybe before. It's a romance novel, in case you couldn't tell from the one shirtless and one half shirtless, not really on.
From the fabulous
gentleman.
Pectorals.
Yes, yeah. Fabulous, #fabulous pectorals. So yeah, it's a really sweet romance novel about this lawyer who has to come home to Texas to help raise his two brothers when his parents die in a car accident. And it sounds dark at the beginning, but let me tell you, it's very fun and light. And then he, of course, meets the cowboy next door who's like, oh, are we friends? Are we more? I don't know. I do know because I read the book. It's so good and it's so cute and they have great chemistry. And I think Brad's very talented. This is his first, it's an Austen series, so they're all, his books are different characters in each one, but they take place in Austen. So definitely check that out. I highly recommend it. It's just, it's very,
that sounds fabulous. My pick also has a Texas theme a little bit.
Yeehaw!
What is it with us in Texas?
I don't know. Why does it always come back to Texas?
I don't know. I've never been to Texas. I'm sure it's lovely. But my first recommendation is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I just finished this. It just came out at the beginning of the month, and it is a delight. Basically, the premise is the first son of the United States. He is the son of the first female president. He is half Mexican, and over the course of this book, he falls in love with the Prince of England. So not only is there personal discoveries that he is making, but also there are some very sort of serious diplomatic ramifications for this relationship. But it's so delightful. It's so bantery and funny. I laughed out loud numerous times. I took pictures of really funny parts and sent it to everyone. If you missed the banter of the West Wing, but the sensibility of Gilmore Girls, I guess. I don't know. It's a perfect summary, wonderful delight. And also very hopeful and fabulous and amazing. Oh, the Texas thing. His mom, the president, was the Democratic senator from Texas. She's this Ann Richards, tough talking Southern Democrat, and she's amazing. But it's so good. Everyone should read it. Pick it up, read it by the pool. I may have cried at the end from happiness. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. It's so good.
I didn't pick this one, but I just want a quick side note about a David Levithan book that's semi-related called Wide Awake, and everyone should read that too. I'm not going to go into it, but it is also queer and wonderful and hopeful. And
Texas?
Okay, great. No, there's no Texas.
Oh, okay.
It's just political. It's the first openly gay Jewish president is the.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I couldn't not mention David Levithan, guys. Okay. So my next pick is a graphic novel, and it's called Bingo Love. That's right. I don't know.
It's so cute.
Can I just say that I've always wanted like a romance that was centered around bingo? Like that's been one of my goals in life, and I'm so glad that it happened with this book. It's so this is by T. Franklin and Jen St. Ung and Joy Sen also as illustrators, all coordinated, and it is beautiful. If you can see the art in this, I'm going to open up to one of the pages here. Oh no, that's not the one. I don't want to spoil the whole thing. I'm going to read the whole thing to you guys over this stream, but like just look at this. This isn't a spoiler. It's very early on. It's when they first see the unicorn in the background, and she's just like,
"Oh my god, that's adorable!"
I know, isn't it beautiful? So it's about these two women who fall in love when they're very young, but it's the '60s, and they're women of color, and it's just hard. And they reconnect later on in life, and it's just so sweet and beautiful. And oh my god, I had so many emotions, and I was just really rooting for them, and it's lovely.
It's so cute.
I just also bingo. And there's a great part where like she's explaining to her husband, like, I like women. She starts and she sort of describes she's like, I'm bisexual, I like women, I like men, I like humans, I'm pansexual, like this is just me, and trying to like explain that to him, who's obviously confused. So anyway, I just think that it's beautifully written, it's beautifully drawn, and just like, love these characters. Okay.
That's awesome. I want to read all of your books. I've read all of my books, but so my next pick is a memoir. And it is called Why Be Happy When You Could Be Normal by Jeanette Winterson, this is one of my favorite memoirs ever of all time. So Jeanette Winterson, you might know her. She's a very famous British author who grew up in the north of England in an industrial city. And she was adopted at a very young age by very religious Pentecostal parents. And so she grew up in this very eccentric, basically emotionally abusive home. And then in her teens, Jeanette Winterson came out as a lesbian, and her mother in particular, like, kicked her out, and sort of, she dealt with a lot of struggles in her teen years. And that is what her first novel was about. It's called Oranges Are the Only Fruit, and it's sort of an autobiographical novel. But this is actually sort of the pair to that debut novel.
Pair to that orange.
Oh my god.
Sorry. You can't give me fruit jokes and expect me not to make them.
I hate you so much. Oh god. But this is the memoir that sort of is the invisible twin to Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit. And it is so wonderfully written. It deals with that really tough material, but in a really sort of defiant, kind of practical, beautiful way. And so the memoir is more about like Jeanette Winterson sort of on her quest to find happiness over her life. And I read this in a night. I started reading it, just be like, this looks kind of cool. And then I looked up and it was 3 a.m. And then I fed my cat, and then I finished it. And it's so good. It's so wonderful. I underlined and annotated almost every single page in this whole book. Like, it's so amazing. I would recommend it to everyone. So, Why Be Happy When You Could Be Normal by Jeanette Winterson. I don't know why I have to
I know, I'm just like
remove my
up, down,
books.
and you're like, like,
it's the actor.
Me off.
It's the actor.
That checks out. Yeah, it's like, much more fluid when you do it.
The book must have a journey off stage.
The book must have a journey. We all must have a journey. So my next book is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong,
which is a great title.
It is a great title, and he's a poet as well. But this is I think it's his first novel. And look at this fancy signed one. Yes. So I'm actually listening to it on Libro.fm on audio. And it's read by the author. And it's it's great. But it is written as a letter to the main character's mother. And it's so thoughtful and beautiful. And it goes into her history and their relationship together and the Vietnam War and her experiences and how that shapes her. And then coming to America and how it that's really shaped their relationship as well. And also talks about Tiger Woods, which I was like, I never thought I would care about Tiger Woods in like a literary context, but apparently I do. I was like, oh my God, this is such an interesting, like, and you can read interviews with the author talking about like, yeah, we as a country like overlook this identity that like one of our major figures has, like the Vietnam War figure so prominently into his existence and his life. And it's like
Tiger Woods?
Yeah. Because his dad was in Vietnam as a sergeant, I think. And that's where I can't remember the exact. I'm just at that part now where he's going into like that history in this book, and you're like, oh, is Tiger Woods a character in this book right now?
It's like, hold on, let me go on Wikipedia real quick.
I was like, this is what?
Wow.
But also golf, which I don't care about at all. But anyway, but this book makes me care about Tiger Woods, which I did not think was possible. But yeah, it's really beautifully done. So I know it's gotten so many amazing reviews. Highly recommend. And if you can listen to the audio on Libro FM, I would definitely do that too.
I will link it down below. Journey off stage. Excellent. It's a whole character arc. Excellent. And my last book is called Hunger Makes the Wolf by Alex Wells.
Best title so far.
I know, right? The sequel is called Blood Binds the Pack, also, which is another great title. So this is essentially biker gangs in space. That's really all I need to say.
I was like, I'm gonna have it.
It's like biker gangs and labor unions in space. And it's so good. So the main character, Hob, I don't know if you can see, she has an eye patch and can also like channel fire through her hands. But she is part of the mercenary biker troop, the Ghost Wolves. And basically her adoptive father's brother is found murdered out in the desert. And that sort of sparks this whole uncovering of this conspiracy on their mining desert planet. And like, there's so many interconnected sort of threads that shouldn't work together, but they do amazingly. And I had such a great time reading this book. It's like, it's kick-ass, but also really like politically conscious and really emotionally conscious. And all of the characters are just so well drawn and developed. And I was just like, yes, please, more space bikers and labor unions. Thank you.
Of course, it's Angry Robot.
It is Angry Robot.
Angry Robot.
Angry Robot's mostly sci-fi fantasy indie press, and they do amazing covers and amazing work with.
Are they indie? I thought it was J.J. Abrams' press.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Like, I say maybe that's still independent. JJ's just doing it
listen,
himself.
I just say indie when it's not one of the big five. So like, I'm just like,
I could be wrong. We'll look it up after.
We will, and I will eat my words if it is.
Still, everyone read Angry Robot. No matter what.
Regardless, Angry Robot is doing great work. So this particular Angry Robot title is Hunger Makes the Wolf by Alex Wells. Everyone should read it. Great, thanks. So those are those all of our books?
That's all of them. Look at us. We did great on time.
We did great, mostly. It's fine. Without the editing.
We're doing
so
great. Sorry, guys. You're just getting raw, unfiltered.
Raw, unfiltered, Boozy Booksellers.
What could go wrong?
So yeah, happy Pride, everyone. We are actually drinking a very nice Sauvignon Blanc.
Lovely Sauvignon Blanc. It's only 2 weeks old.
Hey!
So we're doing very classy tonight for ourselves.
It's about as old as Pride Month.
That is right.
See, bringing it back around. Cheers to that.
Bring it back, yes.
So cheers to Pride Month. Happy Pride, everybody. All of the books and stuff I will link down below.
If you would like a recommendation for queer books in another genre that we didn't talk about, please just, message us on Twitter or leave a comment here.
Yeah.
Because obviously we only don't have that much time. We can't do every single genre.
Yeah. Y'all don't know. I had like 6 other books that I was prepared to talk about, but I had to whittle it down to these. So definitely hit us up for more recommendations.
Please.
But until then, happy Pride, happy reading. And cheers, I guess,
Cheers.
again.
Signing off, the Boozy Booksellers.
Yes.